Okay, good afternoon. Myself, Maltesh Surunigi, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. First of all, I am welcome you all for Namuna lecture series. Okay, so and one more thing. Now, firstly, I would like to thank our Chairman Sir, Vice Chairperson, Principal, Vice Principal, and our dear alumni as well as Namna Trust for giving me this opportunity and nominating me for VK Kustigi Excellence in Teaching Award 2023. Fine. Okay, let's start with the content. So today topic is geopolymer concrete. So let's start. What are the contents in this topic? Okay, let's start. First one is introduction. Second, composition of geopolymer concrete. That means what are the ingredients of geopolymer concrete? Okay. Next, alkaline activator solution. So here, geopolymer, we will see later what are alkaline solutions. Next, mixed design. Mixed design means whenever all we know concrete. Concrete is a mixture of what? Concrete is a mixture of what? Cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, as well as water. Okay. For example, if I want to produce M20 grade concrete, okay, M20 grade concrete in general we can say 1:2:4 with 0.45 water cement ratio, like that. So mixed design. So next, how to prepare the solution. So here we are considering two chemicals. Okay, the first one is NaOH, that means sodium hydroxide, and second one is sodium silicate, that is Na2SiO3, that we will see. And how to mix those ingredients. After mixing and casting, how to make curing. Okay, usually curing, there are different types of curings are there. Okay, so that is pond curing, oven curing, steam curing, like that. Fine, that we will see in the curing. Then production of geopolymer concrete, and after that basic forms. What exactly the basic forms of geopolymer concrete and mechanical properties. Mechanical property means it is a hardened concrete property. Okay, so hardened concrete property means, so here once the concrete gets hardened, okay, so we will check compressive strength, split tensile strength, as well as flexural strength. That we will see in the mechanical properties of and advantages as well as applications. Okay, so let's start with this introduction. What is geopolymer concrete? Okay, so here the name indicates that geopolymer. Geo means what? Geo means what? Earth. Okay, so and polymer. Polymer means it is a reaction. The name of the reaction, that means polymerization reaction takes place in this while manufacturing the concrete. Polymerization reaction takes place. That's why the name comes geopolymer. Okay, so this was invented by Joseph David Ives in the year 1978. Okay, so next come to that, geopolymer concrete is an eco-friendly product which uses industrial waste byproduct such as fly ash. Okay, so what exactly the difference between conventional concrete as well as geopolymer concrete? One thing here, you keep it in mind. So in concrete, the main content, main ingredient is cement. Okay, then fine aggregate. Fine aggregate means what? Sand. Don't say only the sand. So nowadays M sand came, right? Yes or no? Fine aggregate means what? Exactly what is the difference between fine aggregate as well as coarse aggregate? Fine aggregate means, all of you seen the sieve sets. Okay, so in the sieve sets they named 4.75 mm, 2.36 mm. That means the size of the sieve. So when we consider the material sieved, okay, so if the material or aggregate which passes through the 4.75 mm sieve number, then those aggregates we call as fine aggregates. Yes. So then comes, what do you mean by coarse aggregate? Coarse aggregate means what? The aggregates which retained on 4.75 mm IS sieve number. IS means that is Indian standard IS sieve number. Okay, so with those aggregates which are retained on the IS 4.75 mm sieve number, those aggregates we call as coarse aggregate. So concrete is a mixture of cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, as well as water. Yes, so but here in geopolymer concrete we not at all using the cement. So you can ask the people, Okay, if we want to get more strength, they said add more quantity of cement. Have you heard this? Add more quantity of cement so that we will get the strength. That not exactly correct. Okay, so what is the role of cement? What is the role of cement in concrete? Cement means it is a binding material. Yes, cement means it is a binding. It will not give any strength. Cement will not give any strength to the concrete. It acts as a binder. Okay. So then what is the task function of this cement? So it binds the fine aggregate as well as coarse aggregate. Okay. Once the fine aggregate and coarse aggregate gets binded, so that we will get the strength. So here, but in case of geopolymer concrete, we not at all using the cement. Then how we get the bond? Okay, so we will see that one in later slides. Okay, so now, so it is a geopolymer concrete is an eco-friendly product which uses industrial waste byproducts such as fly ash. So how we get fly ash? Fly ash means it is a byproduct. Okay, by burning the coal we will get the ash. Okay, so where we will burn the coal? In nearby places. So have you heard of Raichur thermal power plant? Yes. So there we will burn the coal. Okay. Once, so this fly ash is a waste product of that coal. Is it right? It is a totally waste product. Okay. That waste product we are using in the concrete. Why we are using in this one? Because it is rich in silica as well as aluminum content. That will help for the concrete. That's why we are chosen this fly ash as an alternative material for the cement. Alright? So then is a replacement of cement. And one more thing here, why we are not using cement in concrete? Keep it in mind, to manufacture 1 ton of cement, it produces 1 ton of CO2 emission. Is it clear? So if we want to manufacture 1 ton of cement, it produces or it emits 1 ton of CO2. Okay, if CO2 increases, obviously the global warming takes place. Okay, once global warming takes place, ozone depletion takes place. Yes, so that's why to avoid that, we are using this waste product that is a byproduct of coal. Is it right? So next. So here the composition, then now we go through the composition of geopolymer concrete. The ingredients are fly ash and fine aggregate, coarse aggregate. Here alkaline solution. Alkaline solutions, in this case we are using sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, and sodium silicate, that is Na2SiO3, and here it is superplasticizers as well as water. So what do you mean by superplasticizers? So these are the chemical admixtures. Okay, you have learned in concrete technology, right? Chemical admixtures. Chemical admixtures means it is a accelerator. It is not retarder. It is an accelerator. That means here we are using some quantity of water. Okay, so to make workable concrete, so we have to use superplasticizer. That is a chemical admixture. Okay. Sorry, back. So here fly ash. Already we know how to get fly ash. Okay. So next, fine aggregate. Fine aggregate means the aggregate size which passes through 4.75 mm. Then here coarse aggregate. So coarse aggregate means I already told that which retained the aggregate size which retained on the 4.75 mm aggregates, that we call as coarse aggregate. But here in manufacturing of geopolymer concrete, here 3 sizes of coarse aggregate we are using. That is 7 mm, 14 mm as well as 20 mm. The mixture of those sizes we are using. Okay. Then superplasticizer as well as water. Next. So here mixed design. I already told that. For example, if I want to produce M20 grade concrete, M20 means what? M means 20 means it represents the strength of the concrete. Okay. For example, 20 Newton per mm square. So if you are going to construct a road, concrete road, okay, CC road, okay. So there the minimum strength of concrete will be M30. If you are using for highway, the strength of that concrete will be M30. That means after 28 days curing, it gives minimum 30 Newton per mm square. Okay. So to make that M20, M30, M40, so here we have to calculate the quantity required. Okay, so quantity required means here fly ash, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, as well as chemicals, alkaline solution, superposition. How much quantity we have to use to get those strength. Okay, so this geopolymer concrete can be designed up to M70, that means 70 Newton per mm square. Okay, next. So here I told that alkaline solution. Alkaline solution means two types. Okay, it is a mixture of NaOH as well as Na2SiO3. NaOH means it is a hydroxide, right? NaOH, see here, look at that one, first figure, that is nothing but NaOH. It is in the pellet form, crystal form. It looks like salt. Okay, so first we have to weight that one. Okay, so first we have to convert that one to liquid form, solution form. So solution, how to convert that one? So that means it is related to the molarity of the solution. 8 molar, have you heard? 8 molar, 10 molar, 12 molar, 14 molar. 8 molar, how to convert crystal form to solution, molarity? Any idea? It is related to the molecular weight. Okay, for example, NaOH, the molecular weight of NaOH is 40. Okay, so I want to convert that one to 8 molar solution. Okay, so 8 molar, what is the molecular weight of NaOH? 40, right? 40 into 8, 320 grams. Okay, so concentrate 1 liter of water, in that one add 320 grams of NaOH, that means sodium hydroxide. So it will convert to 8 molar solution. Okay, similarly, if I want to convert that one to 10 molar, so then how much NaOH you are going to take? 40 into 10, how much it is? 400. So 400 grams of pellets of NaOH, so and 1 liter of water immersed, so that will produce 10 molar. Like that, we have to convert that one to solution, 8 molar, 10 molar, like that. So third figure, so here this is a sodium silicate, okay, Na2SiO3, that form that is available in the liquid form. Okay, so then we have to mix these two so that we will get the solution, NaOH, alkaline solution. Okay, next. Okay, mixing, I already told that fly ash, so aggregates, different sizes of aggregates, 7 mm, 14 mm, 20 mm. Then fine aggregate here it is sand. Okay, so then NaOH pellets as well as sodium silicate solution. Then superposizer. So using these ingredients, we are going to manufacture the geopolymer concrete. Okay. So I already told that curing. Have seen the road construction. Once the road construction over, immediately next day we have to pour the water for the curing purpose. Why we have to pour the water? Because when we add water, the hydration process takes place. Hydration means what? Hydration means what? When water mixes with cement, hydration takes place. That means heat liberates. Okay, how much heat liberates, that much of strength we will get. That's why we have to pour water, or we have to make curing from day 1 to day 28. Okay, so here in case of conventional concrete, curing period is up to 28 days. Okay, so within 1 day, 7 days, we will get 30 to 50% of the strength. At 14 days, we will get 80 to 90% of the strength, and 28 days, after 28 days, we will get 100% of strength. But here, for 1 day, we will get 70 to 80% of the strength. In case of geopolymer concrete, here maximum curing period is 7 days. So in case of conventional concrete, what is the maximum period of curing? 28 days. But in case of geopolymer concrete, here for 27 days only we will get 100% of strength. How to get that strength? So here the main difference is curing, method of curing. So in conventional concrete, The method of curing is pond curing. Okay, so but here the curing method is oven dry curing. Okay, so or steam curing. So here we have to maintain the temperature 60 to 90 degrees Celsius. Why we have to maintain only 60 to 90 degrees Celsius? Because we are not at all using cement, we are using fly ash and alkaline solution. So in 60 to 90 degrees, these fly ash as well as alkaline solution reacts. So there the polymerization reaction takes place. Once polymerization reaction takes place, obviously it is gaining strength day by day. Okay, because of this hot oven curing, we will get the strength before 7 days. Okay. Next, actual procedure. Okay, so first alumina and silica containing solids. So here three types of materials: fly ash, metachlorine as well as GGBS. GGBS means what? Granulated glass furnace slag. Blast furnace slag. So GGBS, how we get that material GGBS? It is by burning iron. Steel company, steel manufacturing company, there we will get a powder that is nothing but GGBS. That is also replacement of cement. Okay, but in this case we are using fly ash. Fine. So then next, use one of these material. Here we are using fly ash. Once we got this fly ash, then the materials are sand as well as aggregates. Mix those, mix design as per the requirement. Then next, alkaline solutions. Alternatively we are preparing alkaline solutions, sodium hydroxide as well as sodium silicate. So then alkaline solutions manufacture. After that, once manufactures of alkaline solution over, then mix these ingredients as well as solution. Ultimately we will get geopolymer concrete. Okay, next. This is what the reactions takes place in the when we maintain 60 to 90 degrees Celsius. Okay, three stages. The first stage, that is polysilicate. Second stage is polysilicate siloxo, and third one is polysilicate disiloxo. In these forms, polymerization takes place. That's why we are getting strength only for 7 days. Okay. So here, mechanical properties of concrete. So two types of properties, strength properties. Okay, first one is fresh concrete, second one is hardened concrete. Okay, fresh concrete we are going to check for workability. Second one is hardened concrete. Hardened concrete means all the mechanical properties will come into that. The first one is 24-hour compressive strength. So in case of geopolymer concrete, we will achieve 25 to 35 MPa. 1 MPa means 1 Newton per mm square. Okay, so within first day we will get up to 35 Newton per mm square. It is not possible in case of conventional concrete. Okay, that is the advantage. Second one, 20 days compressive strength. How much here? Up to 70 MPa. Okay, so then rate of gain in strength faster than normal concrete. So in case of conventional concrete we have to wait up to 28 days, but here for 7 days we will achieve that strength. Okay. Next, third, modulus of elasticity marginally lower than normal concrete. Porosity will be low. Then these are another properties: chloride, dry shrinkage, heat of hydration. Heat of hydration here is low well compared to the conventional concrete. Okay, fire resistance. Okay, next. So advantages of geopolymer concrete. The first one is reuse of industrial waste. Which waste you are considering here? Fly ash. How will you get that fly ash? By burning coal. Okay, it is a waste product, and this waste product requires land for disposal. Okay, that also we can negotiate. Okay, so then eco-friendly. Eco-friendly means what? See, we are not using the cement. Okay, I already told that to manufacture 1 ton of cement, it emits 1 ton of CO2. That we are replacing. That means it is eco-friendly. Okay. Next, come to sustainable. Sustainable means it is also having fire resistance capacity. It is also having chloride capacity similar to the conventional concrete. Next, reduction in CO2 emissions. That already you know. Then reduce global warming. Once reduction in CO2 takes place, obviously global warming will be low. Okay. So this is what the advantages of geopolymer concrete. Next. So what are the applications? So here you can see the pavements. Pavements means carriageway, that is roads. Okay, in footpath, there we are using these geopolymers. Then sewer pipers as well as marine members. So these are the applications of geopolymer concrete. Okay, so this is all about my presentation. Okay, thank you.